Next up, my friend Hamdia Ismaila, the general manager of the Ghana Venture Capital Fund, a fund of funds based in Accra. She's a lawyer and an impact investor. She and her team combine capital with technical assistance, both to their first time fund managers and to their investee companies. She has a passion for investing in agriculture, especially women farmers, and she offers some excellent points on the difference between ESG and impact. Please join me in welcoming Hamdia.
My name is Hamdia Ismaila, and I am the general manager at Venture Capital Trust Fund based in Ghana, Accra to be precise. We invest in first-time fund managers, supporting them to build teams, raise money, and invest in the small and growing in Ghana. We also have a technical assistant facility where we support capacities of the fund management team and the portfolio companies so that we can scale the portfolio companies, to create jobs, build livelihoods, improve incomes and wealth of the individuals that are benefiting from the fund. Especially agricultural value chains at the smallholder farmer level, it's difficult to get financing for them. So we piloted, we were on the back of a certain project called the West Africa Value Chain, Sorghum Value Chain Project. We piloted financing smallholder farmers to produce sorghum as an industrial raw material. And we supported about 4,500 farmers in there. And we were able to cumulatively create about 8,000 jobs for the packers, and in there we realized that, farming, if, especially at the smallholder level, if, we take it seriously and we support the farmers, we can actually improve their productivity, we can improve their income, and we can actually improve their livelihoods and their families. It's very impactful, especially there are crops in Ghana that are really related to women. So if you support such crops, you are essentially supporting a lot of women and bringing in livelihoods for women. And we thought that it was something that we should continue. So we continuously finance maize, also to support the processing companies, because we realized that some of the processing companies, the farming in this part of the world is seasonal, right? So if you don't stock a lot of the produce, then at some point as a processing company, you run out of raw material to process. So we felt that when you support the smallholder farmers to plant more, to increase their acre sizes, and sometimes they're able to do it, it's just because they don't have the financing to do so. So if you help them, they're able to increase their land under cultivation, they're able to improve on their production, and the company also is able to get more raw material to process. It becomes a win-win to all. You improve the smallholder income because you grant them access to market, and you also improve the company's performance because they are in production throughout the year, instead of processing for 6 months and shut down for 6 months for lack of raw material. So I think it is good, and that's especially in the agricultural value chain in Ghana. Mostly it's agrarian. We have a lot of people in agriculture. Agriculture produce a lot of, I think about 70% GDP. So you really have to put a lot of effort in there. And so it is not also surprising that now we are moving on an industrialization agenda, where we are saying that we need to add value to what we produce, but we need to produce more to be able to keep the industries alive. But I think it gets more successful when we're able to pull a strong partnership together and get the agricultural scientists, who are breeding the crops and introducing good agricultural practices and supporting the farmers in being able to scale and take care of their farms and their produce to ensure that they get better yields, which is what actually improves their income as well. So it's something that can be replicated, and I think is easily replicable, and it has to be replicated, around commodities that has, processors who are looking to offtake them. I want to say that I think the corporations must also look at themselves as in being impactful onto the communities in which they operate, so that it becomes a win-win, not only for the benefit of just shareholders, right? So if the company sees it as a role to play in terms of when you are sourcing raw material, can the community or the pioneer that you work in, can they produce some of these raw materials for you? There are some that obviously you will have to source from outside, but what can you get locally? And you have to begin to engage to see how you can get some of your raw materials sourced locally. Because without that, you're actually not going to have your business to thrive. So it is very important for corporates to begin to look at, the community in which they operate and see how they can source. I know some of them comes with an argument that, but we do corporate social responsibility. But corporate social responsibility is not impact investing. You want to make a proper impact in improving the livelihoods of people, not just building community centers for the people. Because if the people can't have a livelihood, the community center does not benefit them. Corporates should begin to look at their role as being more impactful than just the corporate social responsibility angle that they are just looking at. So as an investor, and this one I'm speaking as an investor, the first thing to get in there by trying to see how you can acquire shares in the company and get a board seat, or if you want to be an advocate, then you need to advocate also from the top, because that is where a lot of the decisions get done. But a very knowledgeable shareholder who know what to do, who is also impact focused, I do hope that we'll all get involved, and I would like to call everybody who think about impact to be involved in the platform, because that is how it's supposed to be. I just want to say that, impact is critical, because the way the world is going, we can't afford to let the world go the way it's going. We have to reverse the trend. And so impact investing, it's no longer that I would like to do, but I think it's morally right to do. And so we should begin to look at it and not make excuses, but figure out the role we can play and how we can play well in ensuring that we make the world a better place, because it has to be.